Today's lesson is on circumference of a circle. Circumference is the distance around a circle. You can see by this blue line, we're going to go all the way around the circle to determine the distance. There are two formulas you can use to find the circumference, depending on whether you're given the diameter, d, or r, the radius. If you're given the diameter, you're going to want to take c is equal to pi times diameter. Or, if you're given the radius, take the circumference will be equal to 2 times pi times the radius. We will be using 3.14 for pi in all of our examples. Do not use the pi button on your calculator unless you are told to do so. Let's take a look at some examples. In this first one, you can see our circle has a radius of 5 centimeters. So we're going to want to use this formula. So let me bring it up here. 2 times pi times radius. The 2 times the radius would give us our diameter of this circle. So we know the result would be 5 times 2 or 10. So let's plug in what we know. We are going to use 3.14 for pi, and we know the radius is 5. So all we have to do is multiply these three numbers together and label our answer. After you've done so, you should get 31.4, and we're going to label it centimeters. Let's take a look at another example. In this example, our radius is 8 feet. So always start with the formula and plug in what you know. We know that pi is going to be represented by 3.14, and we know the radius is 8. Multiplying these three numbers together, you should get 50.24 feet. One last example using this formula. We again have our radius, which is 15 feet. So I'm going to use 3.14 for pi again and insert 15 for the radius. Multiplying these three numbers together, you should get 94.2 feet. Let's take a look at some examples where we're given the diameter instead of the radius. So we want to use a simpler formula, which is just pi times the diameter. We don't need to use 2 times r since we're given the diameter. In this one, again, we're going to use 3.14 for pi, and the diameter is 12. So in this example, we're just multiplying two numbers together, and you should get 37.68, and again, we want to label it with the unit of measurement, in this case, inches. In the next example, we have a diameter of 6.2 millimeters. So let's go ahead and fill in what we know. 3.14 for pi, and the diameter is 6.2. Multiplying these two numbers together, you should get 19.468 millimeters. And let's do one more example where we're given, once again, the diameter. We have 20 feet this time. So let's go ahead and multiply 3.14 times 20. You should get 62.8 feet. We're going to go ahead and circle that. So there you have it. Circumference of a circle, which is the distance around the circle.